President Trump has ordered all federal DEI employees to be placed on paid leave no later than 5 p.m. Eastern tonight. I want to bring in CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes, who's tracking developments. Nancy, this sort of came as a surprise to those employees. I watched your report last night on the evening news. It sort of came out of nowhere, although the president had talked about it, not just on the campaign trail, but even during his inauguration speech. Describe how this is going to impact those employees.
Well, they are in limbo right now, Vlad. They are being placed on administrative leave immediately, as you said, paid leave. And they're being told, hey, we'll let you know about your future when we can, as soon as we can. And what the heads of these agencies are being instructed to do in the meantime is to provide a plan by next Friday at 5 p.m. for how they can pull off a reduction in workforce, essentially layoffs, for the people who work in these offices or to reassign them. So they need to figure out what they're going to be doing with these workers quickly. We don't actually know how many federal workers this applies to, because this has to do with DEI operations, programs, offices throughout the entire federal government. And it's a little bit of an open question. How do you pinpoint, there are lots of employees whose roles involve some aspect of diversity, equity, inclusion, but maybe it's not their primary focus. So where do you draw the line? So there's still a lot of open questions about this, Vlad, including one point that is made in this memo where it claims that employees need to speak up if they know of a DEI office within the federal government that is being disguised using coded language, basically to cover up the fact that there's a program that is focused on diversity, equity, inclusion that perhaps will escape the attention otherwise of the folks at the top.
Yeah, that stood out to me as well, Nancy, when I saw the memorandum. Let me ask you about this other bit of news. The administration has ordered a pause on all external health communications, like weekly scientific reports and health advisories. Explain what that is, what's behind the move, and how that could affect the information that people across the government and in the United States receive.
Right. So this was first reported by the Washington Post last night, which said that all of the federal health agencies like the FDA, HHS, the CDC, were being told to stop putting out any external communications. So any information that they routinely put out online that they disseminate about, new medications or new health situations, they need to pause for right now. You probably remember back during the COVID era, we'd get those weekly updates from the CDC. How many people have died? How many people are hospitalized? That's the kind of thing that is being paused right now. And the bottom line is nobody really knows exactly why they're being told to pause. Is this just so that the new people who are coming in can kind of get their bearings and figure out what information the federal government disseminates and then decide? Or are there specific pieces of information that the health agencies in this country are putting out that they don't want out there, that they don't want the public to be seeing? That's what we're trying to learn right now.
And Nancy, before I let you go, any indication on when the first press briefing will happen with the new press secretary, Carolyn Levitt? And the reason I ask is because all of these announcements that are happening, it often feels as if you recall just a day ago, the president was signing all these executive orders and he asked somebody, what is this one? And they said, oh, we're removing the United States from the World Health Organization. And he was like, whoa, okay. And I sort of wonder, as the wheels of government begin to turn, I know this is part of what he said he would do, but these are people that are carrying out these orders based on some of the campaign speeches and promises he made. I'm just curious as to how up to speed the president is on all of this.
Well, Caroline Levitt was asked yesterday in a Fox News appearance when she would be doing her first public briefing, and she said TBD. She wasn't going to do one yesterday because the president was doing a public event, and as you saw, he took his own questions about a whole host of issues. And I think that as long as he's doing public events himself, where he is going to willingly be taking questions from reporters about his actions, she may decide to hold off because the principal is acting as his own press secretary at the moment.
Which we know he likes to do. Nancy Cordes, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it.